Hi, and welcome to Hoffman's Hot Seat. I'm Tom Hoffman with One-to-One Media, and I'm here at Call Center Week in Las Vegas. Joining with me today is Jeff Foley, who's Director of Product Marketing at Pegasystems. And today Jeff and I will be talking about different ways that companies can strive to simplify the customer experience as well as the agent experience in customer support interactions. Jeff, thanks so much for joining us today.
Thanks for having me here.
So Jeff, as a starting point, what are some things that organizational leaders should think about when it comes to trying to simplify the agent experience in customer interaction?
That's a good question, Tom. So, the problems that every contact center runs into is just trying to keep the agents current with all the information that's coming at them. And most of them do it the sort of old-fashioned way of having 15-minute meetings beforehand, sticky notes on the walls, policies and binders full of information that are just trying to keep them up to date. And it's just overwhelming for most agents to be able to handle that. So one of the things that we advocate for the contact centers that we work with is doing everything possible to simplify that experience by putting as much of it as possible in front of the agent within the interface of the application they're working with, rather than forcing them to go to all these other locations and try to pull that information.
Jeff, increasingly what I've been hearing from people in the contact center industry space is that the types of calls that are coming into the contact center nowadays are often more complex than they were in the past, and they take more time to work with a customer to try to resolve, often because customers have taken steps to do their own research and they've self-served to a certain point, but then they need special help from an agent. So I'm wondering, are there ways that technologies can be used to try to simplify the complexity of that interaction?
Absolutely, and I completely agree that the most dangerous thing that can happen now is when the customer knows more than the agent when they're calling with the problem. So to some degree, some of the advances in technology recently are trying to make it so that the agent can mimic the customer experience. Things like co-browsing, where the agent can see the same screen that the customer is looking at and use that to help them get through a transaction. Things like chat interfaces, where the agent has information available that they can put up that is continually updated with the latest policies and product information, so that once again they can have the information that the customer has and use the same resources that the customer is using. Another great example are knowledge management systems. Why not expose those to the customer as well as to the agent so everyone's working from the same information?
Right.
That level of transparency from the customer through the agent and beyond is the thing that's helping simplify that agent experience and simplify the customer experience at the same time.
Let's talk a little bit about simplifying the customer experience. We often hear that this is a goal for many organizations to try to simplify the customer experience, but you also need to define what has to take place for that to happen. So I'd be curious to know, what you find are some best practices in doing that, how to go about taking tactical steps.
Sure, absolutely. So one of the things that we find is that can be very frustrating for customers is when they come in through one channel, so they have a web self-service interaction, and then they switch to a chat or a phone interaction, and they feel like they have to start from scratch every time they come in. So the more that you can do to make sure that that customer can complete their journey from one channel to the next by having all that information stay persistent with them, that can allow the customer to have a more simplified experience, a better experience, and also help on the agent side as well. So from a tactical perspective, putting something in place to manage each customer case as it comes in and keep that information no matter where they're coming through with their inquiry allows you to simplify the customer experience.
Absolutely. So can you also point to examples of any Pega clients that have made real achievements in simplifying either the agent and or customer experience?
Sure, there's tons of examples I can pull from. Trying to think of a good one. Even right here at Call Center Week, Expedia is getting up and talking about some of the advances that they've made by using Pega technology to manage that case so that when people come in from any channel, they can pull all that information together and be able to intelligently respond to the customer when they call in. One of the worst things that can happen from an Expedia standpoint with these very high risk, if travel goes wrong, people know about it, have a bad customer experience. They want to be able to start off that conversation with an agent as, I know you're calling about this travel you're making, do you need me to make an exception to it? I hear that your flight was canceled Do you want me to rebook your hotel? Being intelligent, like giving the agent the information that they need so that they can have a jump start in that conversation is a great way to simplify it for the agent side and therefore make the experience better for customers.
Excellent. Jeff, thanks so much for your time today.
I appreciate it.